This is Lesson 6 on page 147, Preparing to Deliver Your Presentation. Congratulations, you are ready to deliver your presentation, or rather, you're almost ready to deliver it. You have a clear message that is well organized and one that you have supported with images and other graphics. However, nothing kills credibility like glaring mistakes on your slides as you deliver your presentation. You will want to review and polish your work before stepping up to the podium. Additionally, there may be particular considerations you need to address for your specific situation. Does the audience require handouts? Will you need to archive or share your presentation after the event? PowerPoint provides you with a variety of options for reviewing, revising, printing, and presenting your work. Becoming familiar with these functions will help you transform your presentation from a file on a computer to a real-life event that makes an impact on your audience. In this lesson, you will review your presentation, apply transitions, print a presentation, and deliver your presentation. Topic A on page 148 is reviewing your presentation. Before you get in front of a live audience, you want to make sure your text is perfect. After all, it's your credibility that is on the line. But mistakes aren't the only things that can be distracting to an audience. Have you used the same word too many times? Do you need to add some variety to your text? PowerPoint offers you a number of tools that can help you deliver a clean, accurate presentation. Making a habit of checking your work before presenting can help you avoid some common presentation delivery pitfalls. So first we'll take a look at using our spell check feature. And your spelling check feature scans all of the text in your presentation looking for spelling errors. The feature compares the text on your slides and in the notes pane against a built-in list of words based on your language settings. Spelling errors will launch the spelling pane, which gives you a set of options for how you would like PowerPoint to treat the misspelled word. The misspelled word is displayed on the slide with a text highlight. So you always want to start your spell check from slide number 1. So just to make sure you're checking all of your slides. And to start running this, I would go up to my Review tab. And in my Proofing command group, here I have my spelling check feature. And when I click on this, it launches my spell check task pane to the right. And it will automatically start scanning not just your slides, but you can see also your speaker notes along the bottom. So it takes me to my first flagged error, which is on slide number 2. And in my speaker notes, we have typed here, this is where we want people to imagine themselves this winter. Now, obviously, we know themselves is not a word, so it does flag that as misspelled. Now, in your spell check task pane, you have a few options here. You have the option to just ignore this one particular misspelling of the word, so you can keep it like that, if it was intentional maybe. If this particular word comes up again anywhere in the presentation, you can ignore all instances of that. Sometimes you might have a person's name in a presentation or maybe an acronym of a business, something along those lines, and the spell check catches that. But it may come up in many presentations down the line as well, maybe a name that you're using all the time. You can actually add that word to your dictionary so it won't flag it in the future. It won't come up in your spell checker anytime after that. So it will recognize it as a correct spelling of a word. Then at the bottom, you have your change and change all options. This list here, sometimes it will be many suggestions. These are the suggested correct spellings of the word which PowerPoint thinks you meant to type as. So you can see they do have the correct spelling of themselves. So with that selected, I could hit my change button and it would update in my speaker notes for me. If themselves again came up, multiple times in the presentation, I could have the option to change all of those to themselves without going through and individually updating them. So I'm going to hit change from here, and it will automatically move me to the next flagged error, which is on slide number 3 in my speaker notes again. So it says, when some people think about winter, they only focus on cold weather, snow, ice, and difficult comites. Now you can see in the spell check task pane, they did flag the word comites as misspelling, and our suggested list here, it actually thinks that we meant to type commits. And obviously that is not the case here. We meant to type commutes. So again, I would have to select that correct spelling from my suggested list, and I can hit change from here. Brings me to my next flagged error, which is on slide 4, an actual text on the slide. And you can see it has the incorrect spelling of the word people. Select the correct instance in my list, hit change. Once everything has been checked, spell check is complete, you're good to go, I can click OK. When your spell check is complete and everything is spelled correctly, you'll get this little book icon down on your status bar with a check mark on it, and it tells you that no spelling errors were found. Now we also have another feature called the Smart Lookup feature, and this feature enables you to research on specific terms in your presentation. So maybe I wanted to, just for example purposes, look up the term winter. I'm going to click to activate the text placeholder, and then I'm going to double click to select the word. And on my review tab in my Insights command group, here I have my Smart Lookup command. This will also open up a task pane to the right. I'm going to expand this a little bit for you. And in this task pane, we have 2 tabs at the top. We have Explore and Define. The Explore tab will list any websites using Bing image search, using a Bing search for websites, and it will list them all on this tab for you. Sometimes you'll have Bing images there that come up. Sometimes you may even have a video. You can see this come up as a Bing image search. We have some portraits of winter landscapes. And again, some websites that you could just click on the link and it would launch in, whatever web browser you use, your Google, Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, whatever you use, it will launch your web browser and open up to that particular web page. So you can do research on terms directly from your presentation. And then on your Define tab, if the word has a definition, multiple definitions, you can look them up here as well. Okay, so doing research directly from your presentation. And then lastly, we also have our thesaurus feature. And this tool provides you with a list of synonyms and antonyms for a particular word. So let's say we had the word imagine. We wanted to see if there's any synonyms for this word. I'm going to select it, Review tab, my proofing group. Here I have my thesaurus command. This also opens up a task pane on the right-hand side. I'll expand that as well. And it will list a bunch of synonyms for you. And let's say I wanted to mix up my word usage. Maybe I used imagine, a lot of times in my presentation, and I want to mix up my words. If I hover over the word envision, you can see I get a down arrow to the right of it. And when I click on that arrow, I'm going to have the option to insert or copy it to my clipboard. If I click insert, it's going to replace the word imagine with that synonym, envision. So it's easy, to replace words again. Mix up your word usage so you're not using the same term over and over again. And you can use your thesaurus task pane to make that easier for you. All right, the next Your next video will be Activity 6.1 on page 153.